Hi everyone! So, coming back with a new anime chat, and probably in the works will be other videos that will all probably be uploaded at either the same time or different times. I have no idea yet, but there is basically a theme among all of them, which is horror. For some reason, I wanted to do a lot of horror videos, and I guess this kind of kicks it off, since I was trying to figure out which one to do, yeah, I said it correctly. So I just went with this choice, and hopefully I remember enough of it, since I've seen it a year ago, and it wasn't something that I kept watching. It's just, I've seen it, I have been told that I should be watching it, since it fits among my genre of anime that I like, since I have two types, and they're very, very specific, and it's kind of hard to find shows that have all of the certain requirements that they have that will go in a whole nother video. However, just, I guess, let's get going. And quick spoilers ahead, since in order to tell the story, like the plot, I need to give away some crucial information. So I will try not to put as big as spoilers, but there will be spoilers so that I can explain everything correctly. And also, this anime should not be watched by people who are under 17. Because we're looking at Gantz. And Gantz is basically a show that I've had for a long time been wanting to do, since I've heard so many good things about the show, and how when it comes to the horror genre, horror, psychological, I don't think mystery, I can't remember, but either way, among that genre of anime, this is one of the bigger ones, for certain reasons that I will go over in this chat. So, the plot of the anime is that basically, sorry about everything. There we are. Kai Korono is killed in a tragic accident, and I did not see this coming whatsoever, but by reading the plot, or by reading the summary on my anime list, it's really shocking. He's killed, and basically he and a classmate of his, who also tragically died, end up in a room with other people, and they are in a room with a big oracle spear, and I think, if I remember correctly, the ball is called Gantz, and it's basically a computer-generated kind of ball, and the point of the show is that after Chrono died, he is then put into a game, wow, I'm so sorry for the summary, it was a long time since I've seen this. He is put into a competitive game against other people, or his own survival. And basically, the whole how the game system works. I'll talk about that in this in the next slide about how everything basically works. But the story revolves around this kid who sees the world as a shitty place. There's nothing good that can come from it, and how people are selfish and greedy, and how he is also selfish and greedy. How he needs to basically learn to survive with new circumstances that they are given, while also trying to survive. Now, the setting, very quickly, that ball is Gantz, if I remember correctly. The setting is, I can't remember the town exactly, since everyone is kind of from a different area of Japan, if I'm getting that correctly. They are all summoned to this tiny apartment-style room, and they are called on whenever Gantz wants them there. And the way that you are able to get there is that you have to die. So, if if in the world, God, I think, it's either God or another system, if they see, like, oh, we're gonna give you another chance to win your life back, they will, as in the moment that you are dying, they will take you to this place where you are able to compete for your life while also going back to live the life that you already live. With how the game works is, since I haven't seen season 2, there are 2 seasons, and there's a whole manga, and a lot of people suggest reading the manga over the anime, but the anime isn't that bad. I think about 8 to 10 people show up in this room, and you are given a task by Gantz to eliminate a monster, and you are allowed to go, everyone can go home if the target is eliminated. You get a special suit and weapons, and you have to go into the city where any human cannot really see you. You are in your own game. And the monsters can go from a tiny creature to a huge, massive one. And the whole game is set on point systems. So you have to reach a exact point count, and once you hit that point, you are free from the game. Now, if you do not have the points, you're still playing. After the target is eliminated, you are allowed to go back home, do whatever you want to do. However, Gantz can call on you at any time, and you cannot say no. You have to play the game. And in this game, you can die again. If you die again, you are dead. That's it. And it's really tragic to see what happens. And by seeing the dog there, any creature is apparently eligible to do this. And any age as well. So, the whole premise is it takes place in a town, but also a majority is in this room where you really learn the premise of everything. Now, the characters. Even though I said there are about 10 characters in a room, or in a set game, it doesn't mean that they all live, if that makes sense or not. But for the premise of the show of season 1, there are, of course, these 3 characters. And they are Kai Kurono, who is the main character. He doesn't see life as everyone else. This is Masaru Kato. That is correct. He is the good Samaritan of the group. He thinks that, like, everyone needs to stick together and all of that. And he doesn't really believe in violence at first. And then we have Kai Kishimoto, a young girl who has a tragic past. It's actually really sad about how she gets there. And yeah, the boys, tragic as well. They really are tragic. However, the girl, I think, is also a little bit more tragic. However, there are other characters, such as the narcissistic teenager kid who is younger than these guys, who is mostly in everything. And there is some gangsters who, I think one of them only survives. And there is a set of characters that will make it over to season 2. However, I don't know who actually survives in season 2. Now the artwork and design. I'll just show you a close-up. So, each image. And I know it kind of sucks a little bit, but I haven't really read the manga. I've seen some artwork from it, and right now, as far as character designs go, I prefer the anime. Just since it looks a little bit cleaner when it comes to the face. And I kind of believe the characters more in the anime when it comes to emotion. However, the gore and blood and guts, that's why I was trying to say I combined blood and guts for some reason. They do an excellent job in the manga. And for a series that is based fully on the concept of trying to get you in with the gore and guts and blood and killing people, the manga is the way to go. Whereas the anime is, it does it good, a good decent job at it, but I believe that the manga would do a better job. And then there is also the CGI movies. There's the Gantz Zero, which is about, not, Kurono, but Masaru, which is the other guy, which all the focus is on him, but I just don't understand it. And the movie just did not look pleasing at all. The soundtrack for this show is really, really good. I love the opening. It has... It's a song that I would never think that I would listen to, since to me, it reminds me a bit of techno in it, but if you listen to the full version of the song, there are a lot of different genres that are set up and kind of played with, but as a song, it's really creative, and I can't help but kind of want to join in with them, even though you do something and fuck up, you're basically ends meet. My overall ranking for this is a 6 out of 10. I did agree that the portions or the anime, when it comes to how the characters look more believable and all of that, it still is a show that could use a little more work and cleanup when it comes to the dialogue. Maybe a better more of a grip on how they want their animations to go out and play through. But the show gives so many good moments that it makes up for it. However, my biggest issue with this series, and it's not something that I normally have an issue with, I can usually kind of push past it, but the nudity in this show, to me at least, I would prefer it not to have as much as it did. In the opening of, I think episode 1 has this moment where Kai Kishimoto, the girl, she basically appears in the arms of Kurono, fully nude, and the animators went to town on showing everything. And I was like, okay, this is actually kind of clever. However, it's actually sad once you find out why she's nude. But overall, I know that in season 2, it gets a little more hands-on. And this is definitely not a show for kids. You don't want to watch this at work. And I, unfortunately, watched this show on a bus. And it was probably one of the decisions of my life that I highly regret. However, I cannot turn back time, but I can live with the embarrassment. But overall, basically, I guess this is a show that I think everyone should watch the very beginning of the show. And I'm sorry I should have warned you about this image. It's not really a spoiler. However, it's just bloody and gory, and I liked it. The first 5 to 10 minutes of the series is basically Kurono going on about how life works. How he sees life works. And then it also leads into the death scene, which is kind of this. But basically, what he's saying, in my opinion, is absolutely true. And how the animators animated this scene is kind of, it's, in my opinion, one of my favorite scenes in anime, because of the fact that it's so accurate with what goes on in society, how straightforward it can be, and it really doesn't hold back. They really put this character full force. There really isn't anything going for him. And you just kind of sit there and you believe in it. And it's probably... I talked about this with the horror list that I did. I added Gantz onto that list. I explained the opening scene for the show. And it is magnificent. And if they were to ever do a reboot of this show, I would be watching it just to see what they do with that. Since it is something that I believe deserves the right treatment. So, if you guys want to watch this, just remember, no kids should be watching this. High gore and graphic nudity. Warning all over the board. But it is a journey that everyone should at least take together, so that you can see exactly what's wrong with society. So, I will see you guys in the next video. And until then, don't play games. Don't play games. that will make you play for your life. Let's go with that. See ya.